How many of you guys have gotten a phone call or a text or a message from like a white friend that you hadn't heard from in a long time, just basically saying, I'm sorry, or just some kind of message? I mean,
let me tell you something. I have gotten all of the messages, okay? And all of the messages.
Yeah, I definitely got a few from my coworkers. I left corporate America in 2013. I got a really nice message from one of my coworkers I hadn't heard from in a long time, but she's super sympathetic. You know, she said she didn't really know what to say. She's like, you know, if you could guide me and kind of help, you know, she's like, I know there's some things I don't understand. And we had a good conversation. And I said, you know, it's good for you to ask questions because this is a part of something that you really don't know about. And for you to figure it out, you know, this is not something you can figure out by yourself. So, you know, I thanked her for reaching out and, you know, just gave her a few tips about how to talk about things on social media.
Yeah, a lot of people want to help, Donnie. A lot of your, white counterparts want to help. They just really, even though they knew racism existed, they didn't know it was to this extent because a lot of us have been successful in the industry, but they don't realize what we still go through in our personal lives sometimes when it comes to race.
Yeah, you're right. I don't have that many white friends. I wish I did, you know what I mean? So we can, congregate and be good to each other. But the white people sometimes don't want to hang around me. So I don't, I want to feel what y'all feel. I want to feel what y'all feel when it comes to these white folks. You know what I mean? Teach me something.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna make it a campaign before the end of 2020. We're gonna make sure Donnie get at least 3 to 4 white friends. Or so we gotta start off as associates because you can't just have them as your friends at first. They gotta earn the right to be a friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mike, I do have to jump in here because so many people are saying, we're getting a lot of text messages, and by we, I mean a lot of Black people are getting a lot of messages, right? What do I do? What should I do? What do I do? My advice to any white person out there asking right now, I'm actually doing a huge project on this, is to first do your research, right? A lot of Black people are exhausted. We're exhausted from the protests. We're exhausted from work. We're exhausted from code switching and the idea of double consciousness, right? So before you go asking questions, because I've been getting overwhelmed by questions, right? And we have our own personal lives to go through as well. You should do your research. There are articles out there that literally list 75 things you can do as a white person to help, right? Ebony K. Williams, she has something on her Twitter page that is called literally White People's Homework, right? I put stuff on my story every day for people to watch and chime in. So before you go asking your one Black friend, go do some research on your own. That way, when you come to that person, you can come to them correct. You can come to them with knowledge and options, and then we can help you narrow down the best role for you to play in this movement.
Lynch, you gonna say something?
I gotta jump in here, Mike, because you didn't come to me yet.
That's what I say. Go ahead, bro.
Apparently, I have to check the white people I know because I ain't get a text yet.
Oh, you haven't gotten a text? Hold on now. You ain't like Donnie. You got a few white friends, I'm sure.
I have plenty of white friends.
And they haven't done that welfare check to see how things going. I mean, that's okay.
But you know what? I have to say this. I have a different spin on this as I have different spins on many things. I honestly do believe that these particular individuals who I hold near and dear to my heart, I don't even think it necessarily rationalize to them that, oh, let me send a text, because I really do believe like they just see me as, oh, that's just links, and didn't even think and put it together. Oh, let me hit links up on this, because the type of conversations, the type of relationship that we have, and I hate to make it sound all kumbaya, but in many ways it transcends how they look, how I look, and whatnot. So,
well, is that a good thing that they don't see color, Donnie? Like, a lot of white people say we don't see color. Is that a good thing when people say we don't see color?
Mike, I got a different opinion since I don't have that many white friends. I'm like, I don't have any white friends like that, but are we still looking for validation from the white people for our cause? That's what kills me sometimes. We keep on talking about white. Seems like we're looking for validation for them to validate us about our cause. That's what I feel. You know what I'm saying? So what's your portion?
I don't think it's validation, right? I think what it is if we could have just have completed this particular movement by ourselves, right? It would have already happened. So it's not Black people that have to understand Black Lives Matter, right? We're not struggling with it. I haven't met one Black person outside of, one pundit, that I don't know personally that, refuses to acknowledge the movement. But I haven't met one Black person that don't understand the movement. Sometimes the best way to teach people is by teaching them through likewise people, right? So some people I just can't get through to. But you know who can? A white person that's a part of that family. You can talk to your cousin. You can talk to your sister or your father. If your father was going to listen to me, he would have done it by now. So I think that it's not about validation. It's about making sure that we equip them with the confidence. Sometimes we won't even have to, if you don't have to try to equip them if you don't want to go in and have that conversation with their family so they can do their part.
Yeah, I think it's about understanding and not necessarily about, validation. It's more about understanding and educating themselves on who we are, because a lot of racism is nothing but ignorance because they don't know any better. So when the understanding comes from them, your white friends, and then once again, like she said, they can go and tell some of their friends who don't view us as human, they can correct them or make sure that they get away from those type of people to educate everybody to help the cause out along the way. Go ahead, Reeks.
Yeah, no, I just disagree with, there's many ways to do this thing, but I do disagree with the reading articles part. That could be a small part of help. I think the hands-on help, sitting in front of someone and letting them literally explain their experiences to them. Like, even I brought up a few things that happened in my old corporate life and explained to her, hey, remember when this happened? This is why. She's like, no, oh my God, no way. And I'm like, yeah, this is the kind of stuff that happens all the time. And, it's just like going to college. You go to college, you get all the education you can, but you're not going to get any real experience until you start working a real job. And some of these people are never going to get that experience until they get outside of their boxes and go into an area that they've never been into before. And that's what's happening now. And it needs to keep happening.
Portia, I have a quick question for you. As a Black woman, and I'm assuming that you've had a secondary education, did you ever experience a white person, probably a female, who said, "Oh, can I touch your hair?"
Yes, I have. And just before I jump into that, as a Black woman, we're exhausted, right? And a lot of the times it's easy to say, oh, it's not about reading articles. It's not about just reading that article. It's about showing me that you're putting in the work. Because when I have to take time to teach you and explain my experiences, that is exhausting for me, right? That's exhausting for a lot of Black women out there, a lot of Black people out there. So I need to know that you're meeting me with something, that you're not just expecting me to save the nation, teach you, and deal with my personal life and go to work. That's a lot. Yeah, and also, yes, I have dealt with people touching my hair. I actually had a white roommate at one point, and she kind of just went for my hair, but my mama taught me good. So my
the neck reflexes.
Girl.
Yeah.
I have a reason why I asked that question.
We got to take a break. I'm sorry.
Let me say this, Mike. Every white person I always had try to be friends with, after they get close, they always say some stupid shit, and then all of a sudden, I check them. And then they don't want to be friends no more. It seems like they want to get close to you. And then they say something stupid, racially stupid, Then you be like, like, what's that all about? So that's been my experience when it comes to having, white friends.
Well, if they don't want to educate themselves and learn, then maybe they don't need to be your friend anyway, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So they got to be open. They got to have open minds when you have the new friends out there.